Good morning, my friends. I hope everyone is having a lovely week so far. And welcome to the fourth and final installment in the How to Boost Your Energy Level series. So anybody that's been following my video tips for the past couple of weeks knows that I've really been focusing a lot of time on how you can boost your energy levels using my top 4 philosophies for optimal health: proper nutrition, fitness and movement, self-care, and mind-body connection. Now, for the first 3 weeks, I discussed proper nutrition, fitness and movement, and self-care. And today, what I'm really going to focus in on is the mind-body connection. And the reason that I saved this one for last is because it's the one that sort of ties everything together and at the same time can be really challenging to master. There's a lot of different definitions on what exactly mind-body connection is, but my definition of it today is really learning to cultivate a relationship to your body where you can tune in and listen to the messages that your body is telling you. And the place that I come from is that you are the ultimate authority on what your body needs, as far as your diet, as far as your self-care practices, as far as fitness and movement. You are the only one that knows what's best for you. And the mind-body connection sort of pulls all of that together. So there's so many different ways that I could take this concept today, but what I feel really inclined to speak on is the idea of honoring and respecting our fullness cues. This is an area that I struggled with personally for a very long time, and it's an area that I actually spent a lot of time working with my clients on. So I thought it would be a good idea to address it with you guys today. So a little bit about my journey as far as honoring my fullness cues. I didn't know that I had them for a very long time. I spent the majority of my 20s just kind of eating as much as I want whenever I wanted. And there was this underlying idea that if there was food on my plate, that I needed to finish it. And that could very well have come from child rearing, growing up being told that you're a good girl if you finish your entire meal. Or also, the inverse to that is it could come from the diet mentality. So the diet mentality kind of teaches us that we really need to kind of stuff our face at meal times because we're not going to be allowed to eat after that. It kind of brings about this idea of deprivation and starvation for the body. So from a subconscious level, we're going to try to take in as much energy and food as we possibly can so that we can avoid that horrible feeling of starvation. So I spent a lot of time eating meals and then just really having no energy or expectations for the rest of my day. I would kind of just be really lethargic, and I thought it was normal and it was okay, and that's how I was supposed to feel after I eat, right? You're supposed to feel like crap after you eat. But once I realized that my body actually sends me signals to tell me that it's full, my health completely changed. I started to really understand what it means to have a relationship to my body and have a relationship to food and have a relationship to my fullness. And this was not an overnight process by any means. It was something that took a lot of time and focus for me to hone in on. But once I realized how good my body could feel after eating a meal, I knew that I never wanted to go back to overeating and feeling lethargic and terrible and overstuffed and bloated. So again, like I said, definitely not an overnight process, but what I would love to offer you guys today is a tool that really helped me as I was developing this mind-body connection as far as fullness is concerned. So whenever I would sit down to a meal, especially if it was a meal that something that I loved or something that's indulgent that I don't allow myself to eat that often, I would allow myself to eat about half to 3/4 of the meal. And then I would put my fork down and ask myself this question: am I eating this next bite because I need more energy? Or am I eating this next bite simply for pleasure? And it wasn't an opportunity for me to judge myself or force myself to stop eating, but just to give myself an opportunity to get really curious about the decisions that I was making with food. And if the answer was, yes, I need more energy, then I allowed myself to keep eating. And if the answer was, no, this is for pleasure, I took a long, hard look at whether or not I wanted to take the next bite. And that really helped me kind of just stop the pattern of overeating and really feel energized after my meals and know that it's okay. Like, I can take the leftovers home and eat that meal the next day, and it's totally fine. So my tip for you is to implement that question the next time that you're eating a meal, and try to allow yourself to eat until only 80% full. Now, this is not something that you are going to be able to tell right away, especially if you've had a pattern of overeating in your life. But I promise you that if you're asking yourself that question of, is this next bite for energy or is it for pleasure, you will be able to kind of offer yourself that pattern interrupt to really allow yourself to kind of tune in and listen to if you're making the right choices that are in alignment with how your body wants to feel. And this can in turn lead to improved energy levels and even weight loss and healing of digestive issues as well. So that's my little tip for you guys this week. And again, I hope that this entire series was of service and that it was inspiring to you. I really enjoyed doing it so much, and my wheels are already turning on what video series I can do next for you guys. So if you have any ideas or specific topics or questions that you would like for me to address, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I would be happy to be of service in any way I can. Have a lovely rest of your week, everyone. Bye.